Hey everyone, welcome back. Erica here with another one. First and foremost, if you're new to the channel and you've gone through some of my content, if you find it to be informative, if you find it to be helpful, and if you enjoy it, then please be sure to subscribe. Button's right there. All right, hit the subscribe button because you will be notified every time I put up a new video pertaining to very interesting content. And to all of my existing subscribers, welcome back. So in this video, what I wanted to talk about was the narcissist's new supply. All right, now I know that there are people who are already aware of, who've already gone through it. They're extremely aware of how the narcissist works and of course, how they are when it comes to their new supply. But for people that are just going through the motions or are midway in it, you know, it's always good to give a good reminder in regards to it. Now, as with any relationship, we pretty much know how it goes. You know, you break up with someone, you need some time to heal. You got to get through your emotions, get through your emotions, and, you know, find a proper ground to find balance when it comes to leaving a relationship. However, when it comes to leaving a narcissist or being discarded by a narcissist, it's a lot different. It's more different because you share traumatic bonding. All right, I have a video on trauma bonds. So if you're not familiar with it, I'm going to link it at the end of this video. Very important video. I think a lot of people should watch it because it gives you in-depth detail of the kind of relationship that one would have with a toxic person. It doesn't even just have to be a narcissist. It can be any kind of individual, family, love interest, any kind of individual who's toxic. A relationship ending is never really easy, you know, and it's hard. It could be hard on the person who's ending it, and it could be extremely hard on the person who's on the receiving end of it. But when you're dealing with a narcissist, when you've gone through the discard phase is the most horrific stage. And the reason I say that is because with a narcissist, they're extremely brutal in that stage. They are willing to basically bring you to your lowest point because they've already groomed their new supply. New supply can be anything, anybody. Their new supply can be a group of people. Their new supply can be another individual that they've been grooming while they were with you. Because with narcissists, they like to overlap. A lot of narcissists, which like we've discussed before, a lot of narcissists fear abandonment. So when they feel that the relationship they had with you is no longer serving them, they'll pretty much look outside of the relationship. So they're gonna still have you in their life, but they're gonna keep a distance from you while they're locking in other supply. The discard stage is the most brutal because when you're trying to figure out what is going on, you're too busy, you're being gaslit. Okay, number one, you're being gaslit. And gaslighting is a manipulation technique that's used to make you feel like you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're seeing. You don't know what you're hearing. You don't know anything. Reality of it is you do know. You do know, and you're questioning it. And with you questioning it, the narcissist is running out of time. So they're going to continuously try to drag you on with the gaslighting until they're officially locked in with their new supply. Now you must think, okay, they want to leave me. They must have found better. They must have, you know, found someone who can actually do what it is that I can't provide, what it is I can't do. And then what you're doing is you're blaming yourself. And the reason you're blaming yourself is because the narcissist already made it clear to you that there is something wrong with you. That is farthest from the truth, okay? Narcissists tend to make permanent decisions based on temporary emotions. That is what they do. There was nothing wrong with you. There was absolutely nothing wrong with you. And even if you had your own issues, which all of us do, you know, not even remotely near what the issues of a narcissist has, but even if you had your own issues, at the end of the day, any normal, secure human being would know that when it comes to relationships, they're not easy. When it comes to relationships, it does take work, it takes dedication, and it takes devotion. If you were dealing with a narcissist or someone who suffers from NPD, narcissistic personality disorder, understand nothing you did, nothing you said would have done anything, because a narcissist is never completely satisfied. They're never completely content with the situation that they have themselves in. You could have treated them like a king. You could have treated them like a queen. It does not matter. Anything that you have done would not have changed the decision that they made. The only thing that you have to do from this point on is focus on you. Now, when it comes to the new supply, understand something. The new supply is the new you. The new supply is the new person who was once the victim. They're going to basically go through the same stages, and by them, I mean the next victim is going to go through the same stages that you went through. Now, if the narcissist decided to discard you because they had someone else, they cheated on you with someone else, or they had their eye on someone else and they knew that they were going to get it in with that other person, everything that from the beginning stage that has happened with you is going to happen with the new person. Okay. Now you can go and try to tell the new person, listen, this is what I went through. But at the end of the day, the new person would have already been told things about you. The new person would have been told about your relationship that you had with the narcissist. They would have been told that it was your fault. You were the one who lied. You were the one who cheated. You were the one who manipulated. You were the one who tried to control you. It was all about you. The narcissist was the victim. You were the perpetrator. And even if you were to try to inform them, it doesn't matter, because they're going to look at you like you're jealous. They don't want you. Now, I always encourage to keep proof of all documentation when it comes to any dynamics dealing with a toxic person. The reason I say that is because there are two sides to every story. Okay? There's always going to be that. There's going to be their side, your side, and then the actual truth. And you can always prove the actual truth when it's etched in stone, when it's on paper, when it's something that you can physically produce, that if you need to use it, you can use it. All right. Always document any kind of occurrences, any kind of messages, any kind of emails when it comes to dealing with a toxic person or dealing with the narcissist themselves. Because at the end of the day, a narcissist does not have a problem humiliating you. They don't have a problem making you look like you're the crazy one. They don't have a problem doing any of that. Because once you found out about a narcissist and you found out their tactics and what they're about, chances are, if you found out everything, they're probably not going to try to re-enter into your life, because what they have already exposed themselves to be, you already know. And with you taking control of your life and you deciding that you're not dealing with it, they figured that their chances of getting back in are slim to none. Don't get me wrong, they will try. There are chances where they will try. But chances are, if you already know and they know that you know, they're probably not really going to bother with you. But if, as they're dealing with their new supply, you're going to notice some things. You're going to notice how they're exploiting their relationship. They can overly expose it on the internet. They can sit there and show the entire world that they are completely in love, that the new person that they're with is their soulmate, and they finally found love. They finally are happy. They're finally with someone who respects them. They're finally with someone who understands them. They're finally with someone who actually is compatible with them. Failing to realize that though they are manipulating other people, because other people are looking from the outside in. Other people are looking at it as, oh, I'm so happy you found someone and you love them and you know this and that, because those people already are under the impression that you're the reason why your relationship didn't work out. And why is that? Because the narcissist already got to them. They already filled up their heads with all other kinds of stories. When it comes to that, if you have mutual friends with them, if those mutual friends, or if these friends know you, listen, they know you, they know what you're about. They've seen firsthand how you were with the narcissist. They've seen how everything had panned out between the two of you because you were devoted to them. Then they won't question you, because they'll know for a fact who you are. They'll know that you were the one who had the empathy. You were the one who were putting your happiness on the back burner to make someone else happy. People who genuine people who know you and know what you're about. And at the end of the day, what I've grown to learn is I don't care what anybody thinks of me. I don't care if anybody feels any kind of way about me. I know myself. I know how I am. I know who I am. And I know what I have given throughout my life to anyone, whether it's friends, family, love interests, anyone, because I'm always going to be who I am. All right, but the narcissist is basically already exploiting. They're already putting out there in regards to their new supply that everything is all great. And the new supply is under the impression that, yeah, you know what? You screwed it up. And now I have the person that you messed up on. So while they're sitting there thinking that they managed to, do for the narcissist what it was that you could not do, what you would not do, because of course that's what the narcissist is telling them, they're sitting there really acting a fool. They're acting a fool. And all you're doing is sitting there like, if only you knew. But everyone has to learn, right? Everyone has to learn a lesson. Everyone has to learn that not everything is as it appears. And when it boils down to it, once the narcissist, the mask starts to fall off, eventually the new victim is going to see what you saw. They're going to go through what you went through. They're going to feel it. They're going to feel it. They're going to see it. They're going to go crazy about it. And you may even notice that even the shift in between the two of them. Now, I don't encourage people to go and check in on their narcissistic exes or anybody who is a narcissist in their life, because part of your healing is removing yourself from the dynamic, going no contact and completely just removing yourself from the whole thing. But in most cases, if it were to be that you happen to catch a glimpse, or if it were to be that you were told something, or whatever the case may be, any way of finding anything out, you will see the exact stages that you had gone through. And as much as you would probably feel, because some people do, you might feel bad for the next person, I tried to warn you, or listen, you thought this, but it was really that. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter when it comes to a narcissist. They will not change. The only thing they change are the victims. The only thing they change are the people that come into their lives. And under most circumstances, based on what you had gone through, and in some cases, some people would try to reach out to the family members and say, listen, I don't know what's going on, and so forth and so on, and try to give their side of the story. Don't do it. Don't. Because let me tell you something. Even though people say that when two people break up, the family's loyalty is to that person, okay? That's a natural given. Now, you have family members who decipher and understand right from wrong. But when you got family members of a narcissist, they don't care what you say. They don't care what you do. They do not care. And the reason they don't care is because they already know how the narcissist is. Where do you think the narcissist became a narcissist? Exactly. So as much as you would even want to try to defend yourself when it comes to certain circumstances, which is more than likely what the next victim is going to try to do anyway, trying to do that with people that surround themselves with narcissists, that are narcissists, that come from rooted narcissists, and of course already knows how the narcissist is, you're talking to a brick wall. You're talking to a brick wall. They'll appease you. They'll say, oh, but no, bullshit. It's bullshit, okay? Don't bother. Once you go no contact with the narcissist, you're going no contact with everybody. You are just totally falling off the face of the earth. That's the best thing to do. But when it comes to the new supply is pretty much, they're going to be in for a rude awakening. And there's no telling when it's going to happen. It can happen sooner rather than later. It can happen later rather than sooner. But at the end of the day, when a narcissist decides to go for their new supply, and they decide to cheat and overlap or do whatever it is that they do, they don't care about them. It's all about hurting you. So they're getting their supply from the new supply and trying to get a reaction out of you. It's a game for them. That's really what it really boils down to. It's a game for them. They want to basically prove something, but they're more or less trying to prove something to themselves that, oh, I can do what I want to do and get what I want from whomever I want. And I can, I have the power to hurt people, and it doesn't matter because, I'm all powerful and this is me. Let it go. Let it go. Because once you start to see everything play out the way it played out, you kind of get a glimpse of reality, and your brain is like knocking at you like, dude, really? Like, you see what's going on here. You still want to entertain this? It takes a while for your heart to catch up to your brain. Fact of the matter is, the new supply is neither better nor longer lasting. Okay, it's not. It's permanent decisions made on temporary emotions, and fake emotions at that. But it's more or less a permanent decision on your end, because once you see things for what they are, you can completely just cut it off. Okay, they think that they can always come back whenever they want. They think that they can re-enter your life whenever. All they got to do is throw on the charm and, say the I love you and I miss you and I'm sorry and I've repented and so forth and so on. And you know what you tell them to do? Go to church and ask God for forgiveness, okay? Because I'm working on my healing, all right? That's what you do. If that's the kind of game they want to play, and, those are lives that they're playing with. These are lives that they're playing with. And I've said it in my other video. They're going to play with the wrong one and something bad can happen. And let me tell you, it doesn't matter if it's a love relationship. It doesn't matter if it's a family relationship. It doesn't matter if it's a friendship relationship. Any kind of relationship when a narcissist is devaluing you, discarding you, hurting you, manipulating you, gaslighting you, doing every and anything possible to bring you down. I mean, so beyond low, and it's so unnecessary. When they do this, it's immoral. It is completely immoral. And regardless of who this person is or who these people are in your lives, I tell you right now, cut them off. Just cut them at the root. Don't cut them from the top. Don't cut them from the middle. You cut it from the root. Just like a doctor removes a tumor from the root, you do that with a narcissist. Remember that. Well, guys, I just wanted to make this brief video because I wanted to make that clear, So if a narcissist decides to leave, whatever relationship you have with a narcissist, if they decide to leave for new supply and thinking that that supply is better, I mean, hey, let them go, okay? Let them go. Because if they feel that discarding you and devaluing you and hurting you and doing all of these unnecessary things to you after all you have tried to do was be a good person to them, you don't need someone like that in your life. You don't. When there are so many other people out there in the world who actually value someone like you, value someone who has all that you have to offer, And I really truly believe that if a narcissist is in your life, they're in your life to teach you lessons. That's what they're there for. So we take it as a lesson learned, guys. All right, the new supply is never better. All right, the new supply is just something that's more excitement. And you know what? Then if that's what it takes for a narcissist, and you have a chance of having something more stable, having something more normal and peaceful and longer lasting, then I guess the narcissist did you a favor. All right. So guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Short and to the point. And like I said, don't pay no mind to it. Don't pay no mind to any of them. All right. You guys are good. You're getting through your healing stages, and that's what really matters. Okay. No matter who the narc is in your life, keep at it. Do not stop. Don't let anyone deter you. Don't let anyone tell you what you're doing is wrong. Your happiness and your sanity comes first. Till next time, guys. Namaste.